Hi, I'm Mihir Joshi and welcome once again to the MJ Show. Now, I promised you we'll have some fantastic guests on the show so far, and you've seen some of them already, and we've had about 22 episodes that have already been put up. But I was looking forward to this one for a very, very long time. I'll tell you why in a little while. You know, in the course of the interview, you'll get to know why, because there's a lot of history behind my guest and my shows on radio and all of that. I know you love this man. He's a pop singer, he's a Bollywood singer, he's a phenomenal entertainer, he dances really, really well, as you've seen that on television recently. He's an absolute entertainer, and I'm really, really happy to have him on the show, on the MJ Show, here with me today. So let's say a big, big hi and welcome on the show, the fantastic Shaan.
Well, actually, even I was looking forward to the MJ Show, and I've heard so much about it, and I'm so excited about it. It's just that, you know, the timing wasn't setting in, so I'm happy it's finally. I've been traveling and holidaying,
Yes.
but great.
But
I
yes,
think it's,
I know, and like I was telling him a little while ago, I know there are a lot of hardcore Shaan fans out there. I was going to say Shaan fans and kind of
even around. That's good.
No, are you kidding me? People love you so very much, and they were like, I asked them after a few episodes were over, who would you like to see on the show? And they're like, we must have Shaan, nobody but Shaan. In fact, when somebody else said something, no, him later. First, let's get Shaan. So there you go, for all of you hardcore followers of Shaan. We finally have him on the show, and I'm going to ask him a few of the questions that you've asked me, and we'll get a lot more. So the idea is, of course, just to get your fans, the followers whom you have, and thousands of them, to get to know you a little bit better now. Yeah. So let's start from the very beginning. Where did it begin? I know it started off for you at a very, very young age. You were just saying you were 4 years
actually,
old.
In a way, if you want to sort of just for the statistics, the first album that was recorded was when I was 4.5 years old.
Wow.
So it was with HMV, then HMV, now Saregama. And it was a Bengali nursery rhyme album where I was, of course, just an add-on, because there was Sagrika, there was my mom, my mother, she also sang. It was in Bengalis they have this album that comes out during the pujas, during the Durga pujas. Yeah. So it was, but it was of nursery rhymes. So it was very interesting for kids during pujas.
But nursery rhymes in Bengali, as in
Bengali, yeah. Like for instance, like there was a song that was Ete apple khe बीते बैट बॉल निये चलो खेली सीते कैटेर पीछे बीते डॉग छुटे छे गोली गोली. That kind of stuff.
I can't believe you actually remember that.
I've said it a few times during interviews. So it was composed and written by my dad, and said it was a family album in a way. And
nice.
So it was.
So actually, music's been in the family, right? Dad
True.
was a composer, I believe.
Dad is a composer, singer, and Dad initially started as a singer. He sang a lot of Bengali material while in Calcutta for the great Salil Chaudhary. And in fact, while we're at the topic, मैंने तेरे लिए ही सात रंग के सपने बुने was actually sung in Bengali by my dad first.
Oh wow.
আমি তোমারই জন্যে সুর তাল আর গান বেঁধেছি.
Nice.
Something like that. Okay. And a lot of other songs also, which he had sung for Zelda and other composers while in Calcutta. He was a radio artist, connecting with the radio man himself. And then when he moved into Bombay, to extend his career as a singer. Correct. But things didn't quite fall in place, because this was the mid-late 60s where the greats were already very much established.
Solid monopoly on. Well, if not a monopoly, there were a few artists who were like, okay, these
true.
Days are the
and they were, I would like to believe that they were really the best there. True. I wouldn't think there's any kind of, and probably Dad figured that out in a bit, and then he also started assisting composers. Salda was already in Bombay, so the easiest thing was to assist Salil Chaudhary, and he was with him during Anand, during quite a few films. Then again, Kalyanji Bhai, Anandji Bhai was, came into his life, and he also assisted in films like Safar, where some very landmark music.
Great stuff.
And and then he slowly moved into composing himself. Right. So by mid-70s, he started, doing small films, and by the time it was, I think, 1980, he got a release in a film called Shayad, which had a very popular song. मौसम आएगा जाएगा प्यार सदा मुस्काएगा बाहों में तेरे मेरे सजना सच हो जाएगा सपना हाँ सारा जहां गुनगुनाएगा मौसम आएगा जाएगा. And the only singer who would readily sing for my dad was Manna De.
Wow.
Because the rest would say, यार तुम बहुत complicated गाने बनाता हो, कहीं और जाओ, मन्ना के पास जाओ, और हम लोग ये सब नहीं गा पाएंगे. Very often Kishore has got his tapes and said, Manas, avoidable, कहीं और चले जाना यार, या तो वहाँ चले जाना, मेहंदी हसन, पाकिस्तान जाके उनसे रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ, ये मेरे बस के गाने नहीं है. Having said that, my dad's last few compositions were sung by Kishore Da.
Oh wow, okay.
And he was very fond of him. And even a Bhojpuri song, which is a very rare thing that Kishore Da sing, but he had sung a Bhojpuri song
for your dad.
For my dad.
Wow.
And also Bengali songs. My dad's last 2 recordings were with Kishore Kumar. Okay. And I remember that very vividly because I was present at the recording.
Oh wow, okay.
So I had a wonderful opportunity of not just meeting Kishore Da, which I was 13 then, and I was obviously, I couldn't really go there and talk to him. I was that kind of a
little shy,
submissive, and of course he was the Kishore Kumar, so you don't want to, you just want to breathe the air around him, and I by then knew his stature and his, So having said that, I've also met Mohammed Rafi Sahab.
Oh wow, okay.
Which was at a much younger age. I was probably just 5. Sister sang a duet with him.
Your sister?
Yeah, my sister sang a duet with Mohammed Rafi.
I'm sure all of you remember Shaan's sister Sagarika, who's. I remember when you guys released that album. I think it was on Magna Sound back in the day.
Yeah.
You had a couple of albums back then.
Yeah.
Together.
In 2005, 2006, we had 2 albums.
Loveology and.
Loveology was a solo release. Before this was Naujawan with
That was also on Magna Sound. There was this album with Sagarika and and that was a time when Indipop was like massive. Great videos and people would wait to hear what is the next song coming out from their favorite artist. So there was all of these all of you guys, you had the best time for releasing pop.
We were very content and happily doing indie pop at that point, mid-90s. You're selling up to 3 to 4 lakh CDs over an album, and that's considered okay,
Yeah.
There are others who've done more. Like I remember when we sold that much, and they said, Dilair Mendy's album's gone, berserk. So we felt like, oh my God, 3 to 4 lakhs is nothing.
Nothing. And now in today's
3
day
to
and age,
4,000 is like a mega hit for a CD. So it's different now. Yeah.
But I kind of digress because you were bringing up the point about people whom you met. Obviously, these were people who were probably also big influences for you. I mean, growing up.
I mean, at that point, meeting them was not really that, wow, I want to be like him or I want to emulate this person. But I mean, in a way, I love history, nostalgia, all stuff. Yeah. So when I later in life, you hear so many stories about them, and then you feel like, wow, I've actually met him. Guys, I've actually, he's probably, put his hand on my head. It's amazing.
Spectacular.
And I mean, when you hear about Rafi Saab's, I mean, everyone knows what a great singer he was, but you hear about what a human being he was, the way he came across to people.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And now, I remember during that recording, he actually called Yusuf Saab and Dilip Kumar to just come and listen to the song.
Wow.
And he had nothing to do with the film.
Huh. But he came.
Yeah, it's a movie, Shayad.
Right.
He was there, and there are photographs of Dilip Saab listening to the song. I mean, look at the camaraderie between a singer and a star. The biggest superstar then.
Yeah.
Which is totally now, it's like, singer, kahan hai yaar?
Yeah, nobody knows.
Singer, yeah. Star, superstars, the actor.
Yeah.
So it's very different now. I mean, when you meet them also, you made to feel a little like, obliged.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, so I generally tend to just pull back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all friends, and when we're meeting at a regular do, it's fantastic. I mean, but otherwise you always feel like there's always this crazy hierarchy going on there. And
I know what you mean. You know what? I guess
there's a security cordon around
the stars.
So it's a little kind of weird for me.
And I guess this is something that should change because all the and I've realized this even while we've done a few of the earlier episodes where musicians and singers have said that people still don't know that this is our song. More people would recognize it as a Salman Khan song or a Shah Rukh Khan song, but sometimes they don't remember who the singer behind it is, which should change. These are the guys. I mean, it's Shaan's voice. It's whoever else we've talked to about, it's their voice which is making the songs such a fantastic hit, and the actors.
No, I think definitely it's a combination of everything. Having said that, I wouldn't grudge them that, because I mean, honestly, especially after the dance show, I realized the kind of we're born with a certain skill. Yeah. So we go into a recording studio. Some take a longer time, some take a shorter time. Some grasp quickly, some take a while. But whatever it is, the job is done within 2 to at the most 6 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes even lesser time. Sometimes hurry and whatever. But that's the kind of time you put into it. That's the kind of involvement. That's the kind of agreed. Those 6 hours you put in all your
effort.
Effort, and you're there standing behind the mic. But once that song is recorded, then those 4 or 5 days of shooting in, over some hill or in some, learning so many dance steps. So they put in a lot of effort also. And today everything is visual. And the days of CDs are gone today. Today everyone's watching things on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
So, if you look at the comments also, that, so-and-so XYZ is looking hot and, she's looking cool and, he's looking terrific. They comment on the visuals more than they comment on the audio. But over time, as the movie fades off or as the visuals fade off, it's the audio that's playing on radio, is playing everywhere. So over time, the song will always be known to be the singer's song. I mean, today, you really don't know Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas was, Dharmender singing on it, but it's a Kishore Kumar song.
Correct.
Or, so many songs that, people will say, Rafi Saab ka wo gana gao. Ye nahi kahenge ki kisi fala actor ka gao. So, it's something that happens over time. Also, as a singer, you need to have that kind of a repertoire that your name will supersede not supersede, but at least precede the actor or the movie. So certain people have worked really hard and over years to get there. Correct. So some might not have that.
True that. Okay, we're going to go into our second segment very, very soon. But before we do that, you've spoken about Kishore Da, you've spoken about Mohammed Rafi, the great Mohammed Rafi. Could I have you maybe hum one of your favorite songs by either of them? Anything? Any song that you like?
Sure. I've always made no bones of being a big Kishore Kumar addict. So if his song's playing on radio, then that's it. Everything has to stay still. But to pick up a song, ironically, my favorite song is sung by Rafi Saab. So I'll sing that one.
Yeah.
तुम जो मिल गए हो तो ये लगता है कि जहां मिल गया तेरे रे ये जहां मिल गया एक भटके हुए राही को कारवां मिल गया तुम जो मिल गए हो. It's a beautiful song. It fills me up whenever I sing this song. And Madan Mohan is my greatest composer.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
Incredible. Alright, so time up for part 1 and we'll take a short break, but you don't have to take a break. Just click on to part 2, which you will see right around here, and check out our part 2 with Shaan on the MJ Show.